I hear of so many girls who they want to just get away from home. Maybe home is, not where they want to be, or they don't want to be under their parents' rule. They want to be free from that. And they think that there's a better way, there's a better place out there. But the minute they get out there, they find themselves being sold for sex.
We don't know at that point what somebody is capable of, and that has a potential and a very strong likelihood to kill her.
Is how long and how patient these perpetrators were in reaching them. If they had come to either one of our kids on the first day and said, "Hey," in our case, do you want to move to Kosovo, or said, "Hey, do you want to move to India?" They both would have said no. They overestimate their ability to manage it, and they really underestimate the risk. Says, well, all I got to do is just turn it off. I mean, they're 8,000 miles away. But they're so used to virtual relationships, and since they've been little bitty kids,
this is something that's going on in the U.S. that should not be going on, because they prey on unhappy teenagers. And how many happy teenagers do you know? They coerce teenagers, do it on video games, and you have to be aware of what's going on and know that that's out there. But do it video games, they will have some of the people that they have trafficked. They will have them go into schools and talk to kids and talk, their age, but saying, "Hey, it's much better where I'm at. Let's go. Why don't you go with me?" Difficult for law enforcement, because these people are not just going in there and grabbing them and taking them. "Oh, it's much better with us. I love you. I want you with me." They do all these things. They do this Romeo thing where they go in there and try to convince them that they want them and that they're better off with them than they are at home. It gets them to go to them. And once they're there, then it's when it gets rough. But the people that are out there going for the prostitution, we need to convince them that they're not doing this because they want to. And I think most men would stop. And if there's no demand, there's no supply.
It's more and more dangerous nowadays for people out there that, to groom kids early on. And all of these apps have some form of chat room. And I do go through my daughter's computer on a semi-regular basis. And I don't lie to my daughter about it. I will go through her computer right in front of her. So it's not me being sneaky. I'm like, "Hand me your computer," and I'm about to go through it.
Right. And you should.
Asking more of those good questions, right?
At the age of 12, was approached by an online predator. The individual started engaging in basic conversation with her. It's the grooming process. Yeah. Someone can be groomed and locked in a matter of just minutes. But what the predator works to do is to build a separation between the victim and their family and their friends, the horrors of what she went through under my own roof without my knowledge. He had a price tag on her.
We don't know at that point what somebody is capable of, and that has a potential and a very strong likelihood to kill her.
How does a snake kill? You don't die from the 2 little puncture wounds that you get from a snake bite. That's not enough to make you bleed out. That's not how you die. You die from the poison that's injected. And a lot of times in our lives, and this is very crucial for people to understand, it's very important for us to be on guard when we're hurt. We don't drink the poison. We do need an antidote, in that time. But also, there's things that we can do, just like, you need to draw it out somehow. But this idea that, it's like when you focus on the bite, this person hurt me, this person did this. That's all true. That is legitimate. And it hurts to be bitten, right? But there's a different thing about letting the poison seep in to where it's like, but I hate them. I wish that they would die. Stuff like this, that's where it becomes poisonous and toxic, and that's going to kill you. That's the problem. I don't want guilt in my life. I don't want hatred or envy or strife or insecurity, which manifested mostly as not being good enough, inadequacy. I don't want these things in my life anymore. So if you don't like who you are right now, you can change.
Victoria's gone. Got on a plane in the middle of the night. He's been grooming her for 2 years. We don't know them. It can happen. It did happen to us. I wouldn't have thought it happened anywhere in this country. That's other countries. That was so new and so bizarre. I knew people needed to hear about it. And we're still not through it. I have to write this. It's going to be painful. I don't want to. It's not over. And then I'm still in the middle of it. I could have held out and waited until it was all nice and pretty at the end, but I don't know when that'll ever happen. And I felt like I need to do this before someone else is a victim.
Sex trafficking thing is out of control. The awareness, it has to be heightened. We have to get the word out. And this book is going to do that. I believe it. I'm going to share it with every mom I know.
I didn't have a good ending yet, but God told me that He was going to write the ending, and it would be one that I didn't see coming. And my daughter is going to be a jewel that she's going to be able to stand up, tell her story, give her testimony, and help girls.
You talk about education, not condemnation.
Yes. And that's what I would like for people like my daughter and other girls who this has happened to, is don't be ashamed of it, because this is a business. They are masters of deception and manipulation. This is what they do. This is not just some guy you just happen to meet online. This is a business. They've been taught by people much smarter than them, and they're just the person to make to make it happen. So anybody could be, if we get in a place where we're in a position of vulnerability, that's why I say educate, because anytime, it doesn't matter how old you are, a 60-something, 70-year-old woman can be very vulnerable if she's in that state. Instead of condemning people for their mistakes or things that they've done or things they might do, it's really just about educating them, young girls, to know, hey, we're not trying to scold you. We're trying to educate you and let you know what can happen, help you be more aware so that you can make better choices for your life. And it's a horrible nightmare that I'm sure no girl wants to end up. If she had known that's where they were headed, I don't think they would have ever left home. I think they would try to have a conversation with their parents or try to talk to someone about how they're feeling and try to figure out another way than running into the arms of some stranger online that they don't know.
About this nightmare that your family experienced. Nowadays, everything is so sneaky and so sinister online. The high-tech ways that they deceive people now are unbelievable.
Don't talk to strangers.
So the father paid for her to come to India.
He paid a one-way ticket for her to come there. Like, who did this? Who gave them the money to do that?
Get into the heads of your children. And I'm sure people might be like, how? But here's the truth. The reality is the predators what happened is they actually were accessed by master manipulators. By your daughter, who you talk a lot about her. She was kind of introverted, spent a lot of time at home in her room. You had no idea she would do something like this because it was just completely out of character. The evidence of the brainwashing that happens.
To say if it's not okay, it ain't over.
That's right. It's not over.
So, and I'm hoping that there'll be another chapter that you could write to the story that has a happier ending and a new beginning.
Yes.
And I can have you back on the podcast so we could talk about that chapter.
Absolutely. I look forward to that.
Okay with that. I'll hold out prayers that happens.
Yes.
For you
Thank
as
you
well.
so much.